Hi, my name is Paul Ehrman. I'm doing an informative speech over global warming for my speech 1314. Global warming is an overall state of existence of basically a cumulative effect of chemicals that are basically destroying the Earth's atmosphere. What this basically states is that as we keep driving our cars, buildings keep manufacturing stuff, all this pollution is going into the air, causing the ozone to deteriorate, letting sun rays come in, basically like having the hot summers, heating up. It's getting a lot hotter in the summer. It's getting a lot colder in the winter. A lot more weather conditions, bad tornadoes, hurricanes, anything like that. I was reading one article stated by Thomas L. Friedman. It's called "The Earth is Full," and basically what he states is the reason why we haven't done much for this problem is because that us on this earth are in denial. We don't want to believe that this is really happening. We don't want to believe that one day the earth could just, it would not be here. And basically what he's stating is that the reason why we haven't done anything is because one, we really don't have a solution to the problem, and two is that we just want to be in denial and say, oh, it's not happening, it's not happening, it's not going to happen. And as long as we keep letting this go and go and go, it's just going to get worse and worse. And one, it'll cost a lot more money if we can fix it, or it'll just keep going, and then, as we would know, the end. But the primary cause of global warming is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is in your cars, it's in manufacturing. Anything we manufacture releases carbon dioxide. You light a fire on a campsite, carbon dioxide. 8 trillion tons of CO2 were entered into the air last year alone. 40% of all CO2 emissions are caused by power plants. One main power plant, big power plant, would be, I guess, a power plant that burns trash. If you recycle, you can reduce that fact. 33% of all CO2 is products of cars and trucks. Every company has trucks that haul stuff back forth, back forth, back forth. This is one of the problems. We drive cars. Most every person on the earth either has a car or rides with somebody, but cars are one of the big problems with this solution today. So as we keep going and riding in our cars, it causes more and more problems to the ozone. 3.5 of all CO2 emissions are caused by planes. Every time a plane flies off, it releases carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is one of the problems that we face today. When it comes to discussing what actually the cause of emissions that cause the CO2 that produced into the air, they really don't know. All they know is that emissions is one of the main problems for this. Did you know that your AC and your heating, every time you start that up, it actually lets off emissions that go into the air? Just think about the hot summers. Everybody turns their AC on. Everybody turns their heat on during the winter. Every time you do this, it's letting off emissions. Methane is another cause of global warming. Earth's atmosphere can absorb almost 97% of the methane, but the problem is there's that 3% that can't be absorbed. And this is one of the serious problems. In one of the articles in globalwarming.com, it stated that the Yellowstone National Park is actually one of the parks being affected by global warming. One of the facts is that as it gets hotter, it's deteriorating the ponds, the lakes, it's burning up the grass, the trees. They just can't live. Well, as this keeps going on and on, animals can't survive. They leave the habitat. They move on. They go somewhere else. And if it keeps doing it and doing it, it'll do it to another area, and they leave that area too. The article also stated that in many years, the lush grasslands have decayed over 40% just in the national park alone. 40%. That's a pretty big number. This is one of the biggest factors that are killing the animals today, or killing the plants today, is the deteriorating of the plants. As time goes on, the problem is just going to get worse and worse. And global warming is one of the issues today that they really haven't figured out a problem to. But as it goes on and on, they got to come with a solution. But the fact of the matter is, global warming is a serious problem.